Hello, dear friends. I have a really critical topic that I want to talk to you today about, and it's related to our kids and our teens and their mental health. And I want to share with you the latest interview with the Essential Oil Revolution because our expert guest shares what I think is critical for you to know and the missing link about what every parent and practitioner should know about how they can support their child's mental health. Now, as I stated, this is a vital topic right now because our kids are not doing well at all. They're not all right. In fact, Dr. Song recently pre-released a book that's going to be out very soon called Healthy Kids, Happy Kids. And I was fortunate enough to receive a pre-copy of it for the interview. And she wrote about the latest scary statistics with our kids. In fact, they're staggering. 1 in 5 kids has eczema. 1 in 36 kids have autism. Autoimmunity is increasing, but the highest rates are among teenagers. 1 in 10 kids are suffering from asthma. 1 in 10 kids are suffering from ADHD, behavioral issues, and anxiety. And the number climbs to 1 in 3 affected by anxiety by the time our little ones are 13 to 18 years old. This is really scary. 1 in 3 teenage girls have seriously thought of suicide, and 1 in 8 have actually followed through with trying it. So, as you can see, this is something that we can't ignore. In 2005, the New England Journal of Medicine stated that for the first time in history, our children were predicted to have a shorter lifespan than us. This is all due to diet and lifestyle related chronic diseases. Again, that's from Healthy Kids, Happy Kids. And that warning in 2005 doesn't seem that it was heeded at all. It's glaringly evident that what we're currently doing in mainstream medicine to remedy our children's emotional and physical health condition isn't working. And what we're doing right now in our society is actually making it worse. Thankfully, though, there is hope. I wouldn't record this video for you with all doom and gloom if there wasn't. And Dr. Elisa Song is proving this. Now, she earned a master's degree in public policy from UC Berkeley. She is a board certified in pediatrics and holistic medicine. She's the current chair of A4M's pediatric education and a fellow of the American Academy of Pediatrics. She is an esteemed authority in holistic pediatric care with expertise in functional medicine, holistic nutrition, homeopathy, homeopathic detoxification, acupuncture, herbal medicine, essential oils, and flower essences. So as you can see, she has many, many specialties. And she has her integrative pediatric practice that she started in 2005, Whole Family Wellness. There, she gained experience in successfully treating everything that could impact a child. And then she also started Healthy Kids, Happy Kids, which is an online website, which is celebrated as a pediatric resource that is evidence-based, pediatrician-backed, and mom-approved. Now, her latest book, Healthy Kids, Happy Kids, where I read you those statistics, it's actually available for pre-order May 14th. But in the interview, we go through a lot of what Dr. Song talks about in her book, which is invaluable. It is a guide to highlights on how to support the gut microbiome. Now, why would we want to support the gut microbiome to help our kids out? Because the gut microbiome is actually the hub. It's the connection to our brain health. There's actually something called the vagus nerve, which connects the gut to the brain and the brain to the gut. And 80% of the information from our gut to our brain and our brain to our gut comes from our gut to our brain. It's not the other way around. It's super important what happens in our digestive tract with these little bacteria and that whole ecosystem that's down there and the genetics that are communicating with our cellular processes to affect our cellular physiology and affect our mental health as well as our physical health. So truly what we eat or what our microbiome absorbs really impacts our kids' mental health and our physical health. And you know what else really impacts the vagus nerve is stress response, and we can see that our kids are under a lot of stress. So I was so impressed with Dr. Song's book. I actually couldn't put it down for the interview. I was fascinated. It was over 400 pages with a ton of references and resources. It's literally her life's work, and I've been following her for a long time because, like, as I mentioned, she's a go-to authority for pediatric care. And even though I don't see pediatrics in my practice, I see a lot of moms. And I can't fully support the mom if we somehow don't have a conversation about how to help the kids. And Dr. Song's website is one of the main websites that I tell them to go take a look at for some resources. She goes through everything that you need to know. And I think practitioners who are functional medicine or want to be integrative at all is a great review, even if you don't treat kids, about a functional medicine approach. Some of the tools that she gives us are different recipes. She actually goes through an A to Z guide of different conditions in the book and how you can use an integrative pediatric approach to them. In the actual interview, we talk about some of the key concepts from the book. We talk about the gut-brain link in the microbiome, the difference between those little microbiota, which is just the bacteria, and the microbiome, which I kind of talked about. That's the whole ecosystem. We talked about some different ways that we can modulate the microbiome with kids. What are the biggest microbiome mischief makers? And the answer might surprise you. Because yes, there's different things that are going on in our environment and different foods and even antibiotics. But there's another big factor that Dr. Elisa Song talks about, that if we don't look at that for our kids, they're not really going to stay healthy. She also talks about reading labels and how we can support our kids in healthy decisions without being forceful with them. And then how to restore the microbiome if, say, maybe our kids haven't had the best diet or been able to modulate their stressors as well as they could growing up. What can we do to help restore that and also support a healthy microbiome going forward? Because the biggest thing that she really wants to focus on is this vagus nerve connection, because if we can help that connection through modulating what we eat, our stress response, and various other factors, then that is going to help in so many different ways with inflammation, our physiology. We talk about essential oils, of course, that can modulate the vagus nerve. We talk about a DIY hack that I found very helpful. I learned, I think, from another aromatherapist on how to bring essential oils into the school with your kids so that they can breathe and the relaxing response hit the vagus nerve and help calm down their gut brain and help them focus a little bit better and help them deal with stress. We talk about essential oils and their positive impact on the microbiome and how they can be a tool, an ally for the gut brain health. And I actually reveal a specific essential oil which help to eradicate pathogens, enhance microbiome diversity, because you want a diverse group of microbes in your gut to help handle all the different factors that are going on in the world, and how it actually also helped heal leaky gut in an animal study. So you want to check out what that specific essential oil is. And we also talk about the 3 other ways that we can make microbiome magic. And Dr. Song fills us in on all that and more. And I think you're really going to want to check out this episode and share it widely because it really does provide hope. And instead of kind of band-aiding the solutions of what's going on with our kids and just going by their symptoms and maybe giving them a medication, and maybe the medication is needed, but if we don't get to the root cause of why their brains are imbalanced, it's truly going to be just covering up symptoms, and even certain medications can impact the microbiome in a negative way even more. So it's creating this cycle, and we need to get out of the cycle. So it's empowering. I hope that you really listen to the episode. I hope that you click on the link to get the book and have that in your hand as well. And she also gives ways, if your kids are tiny as well as teenagers, to talk to them about these issues and empower them with this information. All right, I would love to hear from you. Make sure you put all your comments in the video description. And if you listen to the podcast, I'd love for you to leave a review and subscribe. It really helps us to make sure we're in alignment with what you want to hear on the podcast, as well as the more people that do that, the more the really cool guests like Dr. Song are attracted to the podcast to come on and share with our listeners. Thank you so much for listening. And again, take really good care of yourself and take really good care of your kids because our world really needs you all at your best.